Mr. Cave, are you ready? Fine. I just could never ever think that a simple game could do so much damage physically as it did to me a couple of months ago. This started in a school day where me and my friend Tom were talking about what kind of video games we used to enjoy while we grew up. And we all found that Nintendo 64 was probably the system that shaped our childhood. So that day I got the fun idea to buy a old Nintendo 64 system and probably pick up the greatest N64 title that ever was, Super Mario 64. So I got to the old shop that sold every kind of different old systems, and I found one old Nintendo 64 system. And after probably a half hour of searching, I was finally finding Super Mario 64, and it looked like a well-used copy too. So I gave the employee probably around, I think it was $15 for the game, but I got the N64 for free. When I got back home, I plugged the system in, and I was ready to play some Super Mario 64. "It's a me, Mario," it said as it began. Then I got to the file select screen. Of course I messed up Mario's face before finally pressing the start button. Now, as I got to the file select screen, I noticed that there were many files on the game, but they look like they have just started a game since there wasn't more than 2, 3, 4 stars on any files. So I deleted it and started a new game on file 1. Then we had an opening scene with Peach inviting Super Mario to the castle and a camera with Lakitu Bros showing up, going to the big pipe where Mario's jump out of. Then I took Super Mario, of course, directly to the castle to start the first level, of course. But what I noticed was that as I got in the main doors that leads to the main hall in the castle, the game froze for 10 seconds or so. And I heard those weird clapping sounds, just like this. And then the game came back to normal. But I didn't get the message from Bowser, which said that I'm supposed to leave the castle because no one's home. Scream and leave and never come back. Gwa ha 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 ha. But that didn't show up. So I jumped into the first level, Big on Battlefield. But as I did that, the menu with the stars didn't show up. It just took me directly to the level. This level was nothing like it was supposed to be at all. I was in a dark place, actually, and it was the same level, but the clouds and the skies were black with... the clouds were just blood red, and it seemed that it even rained blood. What the hell is going on, I thought to myself. Now, as I took Mario to get up to the big Bomb King, I noticed that all the creatures that were lurking around didn't try to attack me. They seemed to be afraid of me, because they just ran away or walked away every time I tried to approach them. Now, as I got to the top, the big Bomb King was just standing there. When I approached him and talked to him, he said, "Your fault, Mario." And then the battle began. But before that, I took a good look at Big Bomb King himself. He had much bigger crown, and it seemed that he had fangs and blood red eyes which seemed to cry. They looked sad, But the most grotesque part of the whole image was that he seemed to have been cut on his bum body, which seems to bleed from the open cuts he had. Now, the battle was just as normal though. As I took him out and he exploded and got the first star, Mario was suddenly in Big Boo's haunt. But the house though, the mansion, was rusty. It had blood on it and it looked absolutely weird. As I took Mario in the main doors, I heard the Boos laughing. And suddenly I could see that the screen faded to black and something just fell. The screen went up and down like crazy, shaking up and down, and suddenly I saw Super Mario fell and hit something that looked like the floor, but it was totally black, that too. It was actually a grotesque picture of Mario showing up. He lay dead on the castle floor, with blood starting to come out from underneath his body. I almost screamed and I actually threw the controller to the floor, but I picked it up and I tried to move Mario, but it didn't help. Who the hell could make something like that? What kind of game is this? Is this some kind of a sick hack? Now, as I got another try, picked file 1 again. I was in the same spot, but it was another video of Mario. He lay dead in what seemed to be spikes. He seemed to still be alive and, like, making these weird choking sounds. And right after that, I saw a shadowy figure come in, tormenting Mario. He started getting cuts on his body again, and he screamed. He started to cry. I could see tears running down Mario's cheeks as he begged for his life, but it didn't help much. Suddenly Mario's body exploded. His intestines and his blood splattered all over the screen. His intestines were just all over the whole area. I screamed and I tried to unplug the system, but it didn't work. But it did after about 5 minutes of that horrible image, but before the screen went to black. Mario's face appeared, smirking at me. I never get that image out of my head, that smirk. I can wake up every single night hearing him saying, "I am still with you."